Welcome to Let's Talk About It, the podcast, where we shine a light on the change agents and everyday heroes who shape our communities. Here, we dive deep into the lived experiences of our guests, exploring the milestone moments that have either propelled them forward or changed their paths. We anchor every conversation in two foundational pillars of the Black community: books and music. Through this unique lens, we capture, entertain, and inform, weaving a rich tapestry of stories and insights that resonate, inspire, and spark meaningful dialogue. Join our hosts, TJ Lowry and Shatima Grisham, as they engage with thought leaders and community change agents to uncover the rich tapestry of experiences that shape our lives. Get ready for insightful discussions, unfiltered perspectives, and the celebration of Black excellence. Let's talk about it.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk About It, the podcast. It's your girl, Tawana Yvonne, but everybody calls me TJ, so you can call me TJ. I'm so excited about today's show, but before we start to talk about it, I must introduce my co-host, Ms. Shatima Grisham, the CEO of Procure Talent Management. How you doing, Shatima?
Hey, TJ, what's up?
I'm going good, girl. I'm really excited about today's show. I think you had a dream about it.
I did.
This
Dream
is
fulfilled.
Right, dreams coming to reality. Who are you introducing us to today?
We are introducing our friend, Brit Sudana.
Welcome, Brit.
She is the manager of talent at Academies of Science. She's also the VP of operations for BHRS. She keeps us all together.
The glue.
The glue. And she's also the leadership and development chair with Greater Phoenix Urban League Youth Professionals. Welcome.
Welcome,
Thank
Brit.
you. Thank you
It's
so much.
Join Week at YP. How's that going?
It's been going good. We've had a lot of events. 3 down, 1 more to go on Saturday.
More to go. Is it the financial empowerment you did?
That was last night. It was virtual. Yeah, and so the This is Melanin. We're partnering with This is Taste of Melanin for their last event. So we'll be there on Saturday.
I did their events this year. Did y'all do Taste of Melanin?
I did not.
Oh, I was excited. Which one did you do?
Well, I did the kickoff. So I had some travel going on. So I did the kickoff. It was really fun.
I missed the kickoff. Was that one it wasn't at the Art Museum. It was
downtown. It was right next to the Nash. I can't think of the name of that building.
Yeah, I saw it after the fact, and I had FOMO. Like, what? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And then I went out with Jasmine from St. Vincent de Paul, and she told me that they were doing an every Thursday event as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I missed those. But I did get to do the silent disco. That was at the Art Museum. I was out there by myself, twerking. Glorilla. I had a good time. And the museum was really pretty. So I think it'd be a cool space.
Good deal.
And then I definitely went skating.
Of course you did.
I went skating. I was out there with my skates.
Nice.
I wanted to do backwards, but I didn't want to bust my ass. But I was out there handling myself. I had a good time. It was a really good event. What I liked, they were family friendly.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool. Nice. So Taste of Melanin, if y'all haven't checked those out, they do it every Black History Month. So shout out to MJ. I really enjoy the events, and thank you for doing that for the culture. So, all right. I want to talk about some fun stuff happening. I'm so excited to welcome Shatima to TikTok. And I was telling her all about the Hillman Talk. I was so geeked about it. Dr. Barlow, shout out Dr. Barlow. And what I found to be interesting, and I couldn't wait to talk to Brit about it because she'll have to just chime in. We created Hillman Talk to help support all of us, right? I'm in gardening classes. You know, there's an ELC, which is an extended learning credit. Like if you have done a job so long, there's a way to get credit. So they're teaching you that stuff. And I've just recently stumbled on the drama. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dang, we can't never, right? We can't never have nothing without the drama.
Well, TJ, let me have you back up. Is it a real university?
For us, it's real. Okay. You
have a week into TikTok.
You have to register for the classes.
Okay.
They're free. Okay. That's the blessing in it to me, that these are real professors, or these are people really expertise in their areas, and they have syllabus and everything. Okay. So, to us, it is a real University.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And so, and maybe I should tell you how it started. Dr.
Yes.
Barlow has a class, and her class told her the best way to communicate with them was through TikTok, right? To keep up with what classes, what's next, you know, the assignments, and she would give them briefings, and they would use TikTok. And we all stumbled on her TikTok. And we all was like, what's the class? And it was called African American Studies, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was it.
And because of the relevancy of what's happening today, we all were like, whoa, we want this class. And so what happened is people really signed up for her class. And she went to administration like, wait a minute, there's 300 people and I have a space for 30. And so they had to refund all those people for real. Now that was real. Those people got their money back.
Because it was a real class.
Correct.
Initially.
It was a real class. It is a real class.
Yeah.
And so they had to refund them. But what happened is we started to see the need, right? Yeah. And so real professors started, I'm going to teach garden, I'm going to teach speech, I'm going to teach all kind of stuff. And it was really like, we were like, yes. And so Dr. Barlow came back, and she does have her African American Studies, and I enjoy her. So we did it for the culture. We did it, you know, to give us the internal resources that they're trying to rob us of. Okay. And so that's where it came from. All right. And I thought it was, I mean, it's everything. Yep. What you enrolled in, Britt? Because I know you enrolled.
Yeah, I did. So I did some of the speech. I did some graphic, like social media type classes, just because I always like an interest in that.
So you log in and the teacher appears and they teach the class.
So, they're different.
Yeah, they're different teachers. Different. So, but once the way that the algorithm works, like usually if you put something in your algorithm and you search it, you'll start seeing stuff. Okay. Like with TikTok, that's why it's like the best algorithm ever, because once you put something in that search or once you comment, you'll keep getting stuff on it. So, but then it ended up getting shadow banned.
Yes.
That's what I did.
That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. It got shadow banned. Share with the people what that means.
So shadow ban, and this could not be the correct term. Well, not the textbook definition, but from my understanding, what shadow banning is when you have a certain, maybe it's a hashtag or something like that, and the actual business or the app
the platform
is the platforms.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Intentionally,
they're shadowing, and so they're like not showing it, and it's not showing any to other people's feed. So it did go. So at first, you were seeing all these human talk videos, human talk, and then it was days, and people weren't seeing anything.
Yeah. Now, you could still go to your classes to answer. Some of the professors would do, welcome to the class, this is class 2, and they would give you, you know, an 8-minute video and give you an assignment. But there was certainly a syllabus, and, you know, they'll tell you how to register. They had different things. Some people had a link in their bio. Some people had a website. It was just depending on the class. But it was cool because, you know, I was enjoying, like, gardening at home. I want to do that anyway. So it was really cool to hear this 101.
For sure.
At my own pace, you know, learning when the time and stuff was. So I thought that was exciting. But now the drama that unfolded, right? We hear about this lady, Jasmine, who is, I'd actually seen her quite a bit. So she does have a pretty big following, right? And she thought Hillman Talk was so cool, and let's bring it out the group chat and do an in-person event. And so she was doing this event in Atlanta. And my understanding is she used her own money. Yep. And the people had to purchase a ticket, but the tickets were going to real students who had financial need for books or for whatever they needed. And so the Hillman Talk people got on there and called her out. Like, we didn't authorize this. Where's our tickets, basically?
Yeah. That's what they wanted our name.
Right.
And the tickets were $20.
I felt like it wasn't really about the ticket. I felt like they were saying
capitalizing on something that we started and not giving us the credit.
Yes.
And it has a financial gain to it.
Correct.
But
it didn't. Go ahead.
It did. Yeah. And then the people that were these staff members, they didn't start it. Right. Dr. Barlow
was the reason that
it started. Yeah. So It's just weird.
It was like you said, they wanted credit for it and also to be included, if you will. Like, how dare you use our name? But she was using it the same way y'all did. It's made up. Yeah. Hello, it's an imaginary university.
It's like this imaginary university.
Right. But this is where we run into problems as a community, and it makes me sad because we don't want to see somebody else, you know, getting up over us, especially if you using what I came up with, where, you know, I heard Melissa say earlier, Drake, now you should be flattered that Kendrick is whooping your ass and keeping your name in his mouth. Yeah. That's a sign of flattery in some regard. And so the Hillman Talk people, to me, they got upset about this, but it should have been flattery. It should have been cool and saying, oh, how can we help? How can we support? Because her whole intentions, from my understanding, were positive. And she used her own money. Yeah. So there shouldn't have been any. Go ahead.
Well, I feel like, and I don't know enough. I've only seen what's coming like my Instagram feed and my grandma Facebook feeds. But I do feel like a lot of this could have been avoided just with some collaboration and communication. Hey, it started here to our knowledge, Dr. Barlow or these other professors. This is what I'm thinking. We can expand this and make this larger. This is what I would like to do. You know, do you want to participate in that? Doesn't mean I'm asking you if I should do it, but if you want to participate, this is what I'm going to do, because I feel like there was a financial gain. Even if you're taking a dollar and you're putting that dollar, you know, towards whatever, you're capitalizing on something that we made up, that we're giving for free, that we're not capitalizing on. And surely if we're going to make money, I should be making the money, right? Surely if we're going to make the money, then it should have been communicated or discussed here. So sometimes I think that's where intention and communication, you know, you just have to kind of communicate that. At the end of the day, the need is there, obviously. And in business, you know, you make money by find a need, fill a need. Mm-hmm. And so I hate that something that we started, you know, as a community, have this drama attached to it. Because now the next person that we could have expanded it, and it could have just sprouted in different places, especially with DEI being removed. And we do know that, you know, we are disproportionately have a tougher time getting into these universities and affording the cost of that. Right. So to have a platform where it sounds like we could have done those things is being shadowed already because there's haters, and now there's this conflict because you want credit, you didn't give me credit. Those type of things might have been eliminated with just a conversation, even a public one.
I do agree with you, a collaborative conversation, right? My understanding is that they reached out, and I do believe, again, I'm watching TikTok news, that the reach outs were not very kind. You know what I mean? Like, again, if we're all on the same positive purpose, but that to me comes from that scarcity mindset. I don't want you to have more. Like, we're so competitive instead of supportive. And that's where the other communities get it right. We have to learn to not become envious, but support each other in those areas. So it sucked, but a lot of professors are still doing it. You know, I think certain people wanted to disassociate because now we fighting, right? But a lot of them are still doing it. So go and put it in your algorithm.
I am. I'm going to pull it together on TikTok.
It'll come down because it was really a good learning. You know, if I'm going to spend my time on social, I do like the fact that I'm learning something valuable, you know, that I can use. So.
It seemed neat. I mean, you sent me a recording and a clipping, and it seemed like really neat. So,
all right, so let's jump into some hot topics, girl. What you got for us that we're talking about today?
Well, let's talk about Gulf of Mexico versus Gulf of America. Come on, Brittany.
The Gulf
so on February 9th, number 47 made an executive order.
Is that what we call him now?
He's number 47. Okay. He made an executive order to change the name of the body of water that is between Mexico, Cuba, and America, or USA, to the Gulf of America. So much so that Google's changed it. If you Google it, it is Gulf of America now. There's some controversy. Mexico is not happy. They're actually have rumored to sue. So they did reach out to Google, and they want Google to change it, to keep it Gulf of Mexico. And if they don't, the president of Mexico, she said she will pursue whatever charges there is to own the body of water. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Who has the domain
I
over
don't know who has the domain over water.
Like, I'm so confused.
I don't know. It's the same thing about giving us credit, right? Like, whatever. But I thought, for number 47 to only have been in office a few weeks, to make this one of his first things he had to get done. But it is officially changed as far as us American citizens of the United States. That is Gulf of America.
Okay, so he did an executive order to change it. And Google
has changed it. Yeah.
So can't Mexico just do an executive order to change it back and send it to Google? Like, I'm so confused. I'm also so concerned that this is where we're wasting time and dollars, and like it's petty.
It's a real thing.
It is, and that's what concerns me. It feels so petty. Like we're fighting over what we're gonna call a body of water. Who cares?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like, it's an international body of water that has named. So it is officially the Gulf of America.
Or Mexico could just put it back to Gulf of Mexico on their maps, right? Like this is
could. Yeah. My first thoughts was Google. Mr. Google is a billionaire, and those billionaires are all hanging out together, and there's probably some type of, the conspiracy theorist in me, there's some type of kickback, behind the scenes association. So, but it is changed. But I thought that was hilarious. It is a real thing. It's going down in history that the Gulf of Mexico's been changed. I have a
really serious question. I started making pizzas at home. It's a real quick and easy little tortilla shell and pasta sauce and turkey pepperoni. But I only like one brand of turkey pepperoni. It comes from Target.
Oh.
What do I do? Like, I can't shop Target, y'all. Like, we still banned. They still banned, right?
Yep.
Okay, look, everybody.
Let me tell you,
confessions. And that be online, right? Look.
That's all of it. You got to go.
Confessions. So, I was in Target a week ago. I needed to waste some time. It was right there. And it was either that or having to fight the good fight in Walmart. But I walked in there and felt so bad. I dropped my head. I kept my shades on.
You wasn't supposed to be in there.
I was there for a purpose.
I'm embarrassed.
I put my head down, and then I saw a sister, and she looked at me and dropped her head.
Y'all both was
and I was like, so I got what I needed to get humbly. I didn't walk the store. I didn't go down the clearance aisles. I didn't go, just look and smell things. I was in and out in about 15 minutes, but I felt terrible being
because
in there.
You were not supposed to be in there. This just like the Thanksgiving cake. You gonna learn to listen to yourself.
She looked at me and I looked at her, and we just both was like,
I'm over here struggling with how I'm gonna make my pizzas. No, I'm not listening to you, Brit.
No, don't go in
I did sign up with Pastor Keon though. Shawnee's. No, it wasn't Keon. It was Jamal Bryant. He did a Target ban, and that doesn't start till March 1st. He was doing March 1st.
But the rest of the black community,
we've already started.
I'm like, in my head, we've
already
March
started,
1st.
ma'am.
No, we've started.
Brit, so I can't. Now I gotta figure out how to make my pizzas. Is what I because these are that's the only brand I like.
You better send your ally in there to go get it for you.
Have you looked it up? Like, to see, make sure that they are
Target brand. What I was gonna do is I was gonna see if they were like manufactured by somebody, but it's not even that serious. So y'all hurry up and get right, Target, so I can get my pizza stuff.
I did see though in the it was on Newsweek, and they have lost billions of dollars already.
I thought that they were they were being sued
by their shareholders.
Yes.
Really?
Behind. Because they're saying that they basically didn't tell them about the risk. Like, and it's a plausible argument. If I put my money into this company and you're not telling me about the potential risk, what will happen if you remove DEI?
And now they're losing money as shareholders. So they are being sued by their shareholders. They've lost billions of
Target
dollars.
Gonna close. All the Target folks, what y'all gonna do? Walmart?
No, because
Walmart is a no
Costco
too. I mean,
Costco be trying to take my whole check, though.
Yeah.
And I don't need I don't need.
But then you don't have to buy for a while. That's the whole concept.
I don't need 1,000 meatballs. And I don't need.
You do.
You know,
if you
I
got
don't.
a family, you break them into smaller.
I don't need. I have to go buy a whole new freezer for Costco. I already have a deep freezer, but I feel like it's just too much.
Girl, let me show you the hacks. Because I definitely Costco'd and Sam's when my kids froze. I cooked a day in advance.
I have Costco. I have Sam's. I mean, I had it when it was Price Club back in the day. But I still have to go to both because I don't need 200 meatballs. I don't need a mega size.
Dion eat good, girl. I know if he eat like my kid, you need 100 meatballs. You just need
I don't need 5 pounds of frozen broccoli. I don't.
See, she don't know how to store it. That's all, y'all. I'm a teacher. I got you.
Please teach her because we got to get her out of Target.
Yes.
I felt bad. It's been about 2 weeks,
okay,
but I wasn't there.
What's the next topic? Go on to the next thing.
All right. But let's talk about the Queen of Pakistan.
The Queen of Pakistan. What's her name?
Onijah. Is it Onijah Robinson?
Okay.
Our sister, the Queen of Pakistan.
Okay.
So the backstory for anybody who doesn't know, the Queen of Pakistan, she's a U.S. citizen who flew to Pakistan to marry her online boyfriend who was 19, right? She flew out there. The family saw her. They felt like they were catfished, and they took their son into hiding and left her in Pakistan. And she roamed around for a couple weeks, right, on her visitor visa. And in those couple of weeks, she just created a celebrity havoc over there on the news, doing interviews, getting donations, other marriage proposals.
Multiples.
I was thoroughly entertained. Eventually, her visa ran out, and they did put her on a plane, supposedly back to New York. And my understanding is it had a layover in Dubai, and she got off the plane. And we have not heard from the Queen since.
Girl,
Where's the Queen at?
Listen, when I saw this lady, I was entertained too, but I was like, why didn't I think of that? Because she was like, I need $2,000 by tomorrow. And the people was like,
they loved
her. And I don't know if it was the fact that she was demanding this present. She wasn't afraid of nothing. You know, I was just watching her amuse. Her eyebrows was killing me.
Her red lipstick.
Girl.
And then she had, what was the lady? Shabana. Her team.
Shabana. You want to talk, Shabana?
You want to talk?
Where's she get a team from?
She just,
they
it was just people that
found her. They wanted to help her.
It felt like Pakistan loved her.
I think they just wanted her gone. And I think they wanted her gone with like, this is bringing too much attention. I think it was just too much attention being brought to them.
And they didn't want no smoke with the U.S. Yeah. They just wanted to get her out of there.
I didn't see them want her gone, Britt. I saw them saying, you want a ring? You know, let me shower you.
Let's interview you again and again.
Yeah.
She had people following her, a group and a team.
And she was happy. You know, like, it ain't like she was. If they want you gone, you know that. You feel that she was happy. And I was like, why didn't I think of this? It's the online boyfriend for me, though. And then she's talking about she was married to him. She was still standing on
She was already married. What, online, right?
She was still.
They got married online.
And that's what she was. I was looking at something, and she was telling them that her last name was whatever his last name was. That's what she was going around saying. Her name was Onijah, whatever.
Whatever his name was. That's why I was like, I'm here for that. And the family was like, you'll never see our son again, you know. But it was, I also saw people saying she was on Black Ink. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I did. As somebody's baby mama.
It's the baby mama. And I couldn't tell if this was like the internet playing me or if that really was her. It looked like her.
I forget which tattoo artist.
Oh, shit is his name.
Yeah.
That literally
she looked like her to me, and she sounded like her to me.
She does.
I don't know about AI and all of that, but like a younger version of her.
Wow.
It did
No,
look
but
like
I watched the show, and that was really how she looked then. I mean, not if it was you, Onijah, but that was his baby mama. She was on the show.
That's what I'm saying. She looked like, to me, she looked like her. She looked like just a younger version of her because it was years ago, but
Can y'all imagine if that's not her? That lady over there mad. Like, y'all stop saying that's me. That ain't me. I ain't acting a fool like this. Because Onijah is acting.
But where's she
at,
TJ? She went to Dubai and they didn't play.
So I saw something that was saying that she was in jail, that she got detained or removed from the flight
in Dubai. And what I saw was it had, allegedly, because she was smoking. And some of the stuff she was saying, and I know Dubai don't play about people get down there and get stuck all the time.
Strict rules about what you can do in public, and so that's what I heard too. That she was on film in Dubai acting a fool still, and I think she was off the Pakistan high. And I think what I was told too, or what I read, is they pulled her off the plane. So we'll see. I also, and this is the last thing I want to say about Onijah, heard this and it made me I felt some kind of way. We were being distracted, right? She was a distraction from the stuff that 47 was doing, and all those orders and a lot of the things that were happening at that time. She entertained us, and I was like, I hate when they do that to me, because now I feel like now I am embarrassed. Like, what did y'all really use her to distract us? Because I felt like I fell for her. I was thoroughly entertained.
I mean, I was entertained. I feel like there's a lot of distractions. She still took her ass out there, so I don't know. I don't think, we put her on the plane to go catfish. I think she's a character, and I think, the news plays what they want to play. Yeah. But there was so much stuff going on around all of that. So I hope she's well. I hope, if there is something, a larger issue or problem, mental health or whatever, that she gets back here and she gets what she needs. But I do think it's odd from being on the news and all of that stuff to just, we haven't heard anything from her.
That's why they say she was a distraction. But she showed y'all how black women can go and command a room.
Presence,
no fear.
The queen.
Get what we want. So I love that for her.
All hail the queen.
Yes, this has been great, Britt. We really appreciate you coming to hang out and let's talk about it. So tell the people where they can find you on social.
You can find me on LinkedIn, Brittany Sudana. So 1T, N-E-Y, and S-U-D-A-N-A, Brittany Sudana.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Always a good time to have you around, Brittany. Once again, I'm Shatima, the CEO of Procure Talent Management Group, where your expert HR and talent leaders lie. I can be followed on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm also the VP of Professional Development with BHRS. If you want to know more about information on the show, you can reach me at Shatima. We want to talk about it.
All right, and I'm Tawani Vaughn, the president of the Black HR Society. This has been a wonderful show. I want to thank our sponsor, the Black HR Society, for making a meaningful difference in the lives of Black professionals here in the Valley. You can follow Black HR Society on IG at the Black HR Society. And on all other social platforms, on the Black HR Society. If you would like to be a guest on our show, if you know someone that would make an excellent guest, send me an email. You can email me, tj@wewannatotalkaboutit.com, because we want to talk about it with you. This has been a great show. We appreciate having you. And until next time, be good. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into Let's Talk About It, the podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found inspiration in the stories and experiences shared. We trust that you were entertained, learned something new, and felt inspired by today's show. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow, share, and join us for the next episode. Until then, keep the conversation going and let's keep talking about it.